Hello everyone! In the previous part, we have discussed the Chinese lunisolar calendar, the heavenly stems and earthly branches, the 12 zodiac hours, and the 12 zodiac animals. Chinese people have their own unique understanding of time. The morning sunshine and the evening twilight, the tides ebbing and flowing, the vegetation growing and withering, and the tigers and dragons roaring. All of these are considered as the footsteps of time. Likewise, the passage of time is also suggested by the Chinese people in terms of change in the positions of stars, rain, and dew, thundering and lightning, migratory wild gooses flying northward or southward, and men tilling the farm and women weaving. All these things, which provide a detailed record of the stories between Chinese people and nature, leave their marks on the turning wheel of seasons. In this section, we are going to follow those footsteps and pay a visit to the 24 solar terms, which is an innovative time management system of the Chinese people. Back in the Han Dynasty, Chinese people divided the annual course of the sun into 24 equal segments, each of them called a solar term. In total, there are 24 solar terms, and every 6 terms makes a season. Some of them reflect the change of seasons, like start of spring, vernal equinox, start of summer, summer solstice, start of autumn, autumnal equinox, start of winter, and winter solstice. Some suggest the change of temperature in different periods, such as minor heat, major heat, limit of heat, minor cold, and major cold. And awakening of insects, clear and bright, small full, and a grain in ear reflect the phonological phenomenon, such as the maturity and harvest time of crops and observed insect activity. The 24 solar terms, therefore, provide guidance in reality on agricultural production. To draw an example, right before or after grain rain is the golden time to sow the seeds. And major heat reminds people of harvesting the crops. Longjing tea, one of the most famous teas in China, has 2 types of tea leaves differentiated by the time when they are picked. One is before grain rain, in Chinese called 雨前 tea, and the other is before Qingming festival, also known as the solar term clear and bright. The latter one provides the tea of exceptional quality with a higher price, due to the low productivity of the tea plants at the time. Except for agricultural activities, the 24 solar terms also exert great influence on people's daily life. Despite the fine thermometers and the advanced system of weather forecasts now we have, Chinese people remain keen on living by the solar terms, such as what's right to dress for the weather, when to clean the bedclothes, how to adjust the diet and eat healthily, etc. More specifically, it is said that the weather won't be warm enough before vernal equinox. So in the months from start of spring to vernal equinox, one would better keep in winter clothing. Otherwise, you are likely to get cold. When it comes to minor heat, major heat, and right into limit of heat, there rests the hottest time of the year. And it is the best time for people with poor health to nurse their body, because they are less likely to catch cold during this period of time. The theory behind this is named disease in winter, cure in summer, in TCM, traditional Chinese medicine. Additionally, Chinese people are a huge fan of pickles, but it's not easy to make. With a special requirement for appropriate temperature, the vegetables will get rotten if it's too hot, and they won't get fermented enough if it's too cold. So when is the perfect time for preserving pickles? Well, the solar terms have the answer. Start to preserve the vegetables on minor snow and get it out of the container on major snow. It goes on and on in generations as a sort of life experience. The solar terms provide guidance not only on food making, but on people's eating habits as well. In southeastern China, people eat black rice on start of summer in order to avoid having heat stroke. As the saying goes, On forest descent, persimmons you eat, running nose you defeat. This is because, as people have observed, the frost-touched persimmons turn out to be the sweetest, and persimmons, being effective in expelling pathogenic heat, are the best in autumn. Another saying goes like this: dumplings for winter solstice, and noodles for summer solstice. The reason is that it is hot in summer, so cold noodles is the best choice. While on the freezing winter solstice, nothing is more satisfying than biting into a perfect dumpling. The tug of dough, the burst of steam, that first hit of flavorful filling. What is even more interesting is that people in different parts of China have different types of food on winter solstice. People in the north are used to having dumplings on the day, while people in the lower reaches of Yangtze River prefer glutinous rice. Shanghai people like tangyuan, Fujian people have ginger duck, and the Taiwan people enjoy glutinous rice cakes. On winter solstice, except for food, more importantly, people need to offer sacrifice to ancestors. Many customs are related to the 24 solar terms, like whipping the spring ox on start of spring, playing egg-laying games, and flying kites on vernal equinox, sweeping tombs and spring outings on Qingming, weighing in and hanging eggs on start of summer, sacrifice to god of flowers on grain in ear, weighing in on start of autumn, so on and so forth. Combined with traditional festivals, these customs of solar terms add a sense of solemnity into people's life and help express our wishes and all to the heaven and the earth, to nature, gods, and ancestors. The culture of solar terms has thrived for thousands of years and has been encoded into genes of Chinese people. On November the 30th, 2016, the 24 solar terms were added to the UNESCO Intangible Cultural Heritage lists. The 24 solar terms reflect how Chinese people deal with nature, comply with the law of nature, explore nature, and communicate with nature. It is the embodiment of the relationship between Chinese people and nature. It is the end of this section. See you in the next one.